Our group will be doing Act 2, Scene 3, which is when Macbeth and his companions discover Duncan's body. In this scene, two other characters in the scene also play a pivotal role. They were the ones who killed Duncan, creating a massive problem. The research material I gathered for this scene focuses on the 5 stages of grief to help examine how Macbeth processes his horror and shock after the murder of King Duncan. In the moment when Macbeth sees Duncan's dead body, the actual first stage of grief he experiences is anger. When anger is the first stage of grief for a person instead of denial, it means that they're confronting an unresolved loss that requires closure to fully heal and enter the acceptance stage of grief. For Macbeth, taking action through vengeance serves as an essential component in reaching that personal closure. So I will focus on portraying Macbeth's transition from anger into suspicion, which will eventually blossom into a full mission for vengeance later on in the play.
It seems as if Macduff is the opposite of another character in this scene, Macbeth. Based off of your research, Macduff sounds like he was a genuine and real in his actions and words. In this scene, Macbeth lied about killing Duncan because the stakes were high and he would risk losing his nobility and maybe even his life. So we could say that Macduff is a foil to Macbeth. In an article I found by Dr. Brian Fitch, he mentions a tactic used by liars involving embedding lies within a truth. For example, robbery suspects will hide the true date of a crime, but they still mention witnessing a robbery occurring when they are being questioned. When Lennox acknowledges the lifeless guards and the daggers in their hands, Macbeth states that he had killed them himself. Then, Macbeth tells Macduff, Lennox, and Banquo that he killed the guards out of his great love for King Duncan. He praises Duncan and his golden blood and shows immense remorse over his sudden death. However, we, the audience, know that he killed the guards to steer the attention away from him and put the blame of the murder on the guards. The truth here is that the guards had been killed and had daggers next to them. So saying that along with his false intentions will make his stance more credible. In our scene, Macbeth should add emphasis on his words, praising Duncan and sounding like he truly cares about him as a great friend.
On the subject of Macbeth and his lies, I researched on how liars get caught, and I found an article called Body Language Clues Someone May Be Lying. This article was written by Jaira Della Pina. In the article, Della mentions a certain body language clue that caught my eye. When someone's feet are aimed to an exit, there is a good chance that they are lying. They feel that they are uncomfortable by the question that they asked, and their feet are the silent signal that they want to get out of there immediately. Since I play Macbeth and Lady Macbeth, my feet should be pointed towards the exit at all times, signaling my desire to escape the situation. I can implement this body language clue when Macbeth learns from Macduff that the king is dead. And he tries to give remarks wishing that he died an hour before this, saying that he was really, really sad about this. I could use this line of dramatic irony to show while his words are loyal, his feet show his real desire to escape.
Adding on to your mentions of body language of a liar, I found information about the autonomic nervous system, also known as the ANS, having a role in body cues by being activated under extremely stressful environments. Prior to this scene, Macbeth had shown mental turmoil over murdering King Duncan. From this information and the stressful atmosphere of almost being caught for a crime, we can infer that Macbeth was trying to conceal his fear. We can also imagine his hand gestures as well, which could include a hand over the heart to make himself seen as sincere. Along with that, his subconscious behavior, such as the avoidance of eye contact and blushing, can be presumed due to the stress activating his ANS. In our scene, we should definitely include these body language cues as well.
When it comes to portraying deception, another body language clue that I found that could be implemented into our play are irregular blinking patterns, because some people blink more or less when they are stressed. In Act 2, Scene 3, Lady Macbeth hears that the king has been ruthlessly murdered. She responds by saying something along the lines of, "How could this happen?" Even though she knows Duncan is dead, this blatant lie must be performed with irregular blinking patterns. My performance will be heavily focused on these aspects.
Overall, we will ensure that our performance of this scene honors the research we've established to portray the contrast between Macbeth's calculated lies and Macduff's emotional authenticity. Oscar, I also liked how you mentioned Lady Macbeth in her lies. I found it very interesting knowing more body language cues to understand the aspects of deception. It has been a pleasure sharing our work with you. Please enjoy this scene.
Mara Macduff.
Is the king stirring yet, worthy Thane?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I've almost slipped the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but 'tis one.
The labor be delight in physics pain. This is the door.
I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service. Hence today,
He does, he did appoint so.
the night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and as they say, sorrow was heard in the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying, with accents terrible, of dire chaos and confused events, newly hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night, and some say the earth was feverish and did shake.
'Twas a rough night.
My young remembrance cannot parallel a mind to it. Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot name or conceive thee.
What's the matter?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder now hath broke open the Lord's anointed temple, and stole thence the life of the building.
What's he say? The life?
Approach the chamber, and destroy your sight with new Gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See and then speak yourselves. Awake, awake! Ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason. Banquo and Donalbain. Malcolm, awake! Shake off this downy sleep and death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up, up, and see the great doom's image. Malcolm, Banquo, as from your graves, rise up and walk like spirits to counter this horror. Ring the bell.
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls the highway on the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak.
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can say. Repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our royal master has been murdered.
Whoa, alas, what? In our house?
Dear Duff, I pray you, please contradict yourself and say it is not so.
Had I died an hour before this chance, I had lived a blessed time. For this instant, there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere less is left this vault to brag of. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped.
Your royal father has been murdered.
Oh, by whom?
Those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all covered in blood, and so were their daggers. On the pillows, no man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent my fury that I did kill them. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his skin laced with golden blood, and the gash stabs look like a breach in nature. For ruin's wasteful entrance, there the murderers stepped in their colors of their trade, their daggers breached with gore. Who could refrain who had a heart out of love? Help me hence.
Oh no, look at the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hid that suffer an exposure, let us meet and question the bloody work of this horror. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God I stand and dance. Against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
And so do I. Let's briefly put on our manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Oh, Donald Bane, what shall we do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office that the false man does very easily. I shall go to England.
To Ireland I. Our separate fortune shall keep us the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men smile. The nearer blood, the nearer bloody.